Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video on the Nathan's Numbers YouTube channel. This will be the first higher tier only video, I guess, on my channel. Although the other videos are still technically based towards higher tier because you need to know it for higher anyways. But this is stuff that you really only need to know if you are higher, and this is dealing with fractional indices. So indices, of course, is something that we've covered. So in the last video when we covered square and cube numbers, that little 2 and that little 3 above this 2 here, the base, is your indice. It's your indices there. So when you deal with fractional indices, it gets quite complicated. So I'll give an example like that. So when we break down this fraction here, so this is our indices. There's two parts to it. So we've got the 2/3 and we've got this 2 and we've got this 3. This is the way I'd look at it. So first of all, I'd start with the denominator, the number on the bottom. So this 3 here, what does that tell me? What that tells me is that we're going to cube root this number here, this 125, right? And obviously a cube root like that. So that's the first thing you do. You can do either of these two bits, which I'm about to show you, in any order, but I'd always recommend doing the one that seems easier. So from your prior knowledge, as you're a higher student, you'd know that the cube root of 125 is 5. Okay, now that's important to know. So once we've gotten to that point, we've now got 5 to the power of 2 because we've got rid of that 3 off of the denominator. We've dealt with that. We've cube rooted the 125 and now we've only got 5 left. But we haven't just got 5, we've still got that 5 squared because we've got that 2 on top of the fraction. So what that means obviously is you do that. Obviously you don't do 125 squared, you do these two bits both together. So now you can see why I chose to do the denominator first, because the cube root of 125 is a very simple calculation to do. It's very easy to do in your head, the cube root of 125, as opposed to 125 squared and then cube rooting it. So it's very important that you choose the one that seems easiest to you. Just going to finish it down here, so obviously that's 25. But I guess that's the main takeaway from this, that you need to find the part of it that seems easiest to do. Okay, so in the same way that you'll have, I don't know, 5 squared, the cube root of 125, things like that, you just need to see which one looks easiest. So I'll give you another example. 27 to the power of 2/3. Pause the video and have a go at doing that. Okay, so if you did that right, you'd know that the first thing you do is you do the cube root of 27, which gives you 3, and then you do 3 squared, which gives you 9. The reason we do that, just going to go over it again and explain the method to the madness, is we look at the fraction and we deal with it in the way that's easiest to us. So obviously the denominator means that you're doing the root. So if I had 27 to the power of 2/5, you're not going to get a question like that, don't worry. It would be written like that. Obviously, like I said, you're not going to get a question like that. I think the hardest one I've seen in past exam papers is really things like 2/3, 1/3 as well. So if you get 125 to the power of 1/3, you know that's literally just the cube root of 125, which gives you 5. That's all that means. Really simple and easy to deal with. Just in this case, when we've got the 2 there as well, that means that we need to deal with that too as well. So if we start by doing the cube root of 27, because we're dealing with this 3 here, once we've dealt with that, we can get rid of that from the fraction. So the cube root of 27 equals 3. Now if I write it out again with the fractional indices there as it was before, I've got 3 to the power of 2/3, but that's not the same thing as up here because we've dealt with this 3. So that means we can get rid of that 3. That's gone out there, so we're just left with 3 squared. And obviously 3 squared is 9. That's really, I think, about as simple as it gets with fractional indices, at least from what I can remember from doing past paper questions and things like that. It's not it's not the most difficult. Once you've really got that down, then it's quite good. You'll get questions in the exam paper that just ask you simple things like this, and there'll be 1 or 2 markers. So just small things that you need to know, but you do need to know them. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.